It was any technical day. I wanted to have some data manipulation technique today. I had planned to mm, show all those through a Zoom call, but I couldn't do. uh, Data is like say in an Excel sheet. Once one can go to very sophisticated data base management and other things, but Excel is like say sufficiently comfortable tool to handle data. Just one needs to keep data properly along with the fields. Like say every variable has to be one field, and one field is like one column, we can say. So suppose name is a field, and it is a column. So under name, every full name would go, nothing other than the name. Like say if you have a phone number, it has to be part of another column, so it will be another field, and so on and so forth. So in a project management context, what data we need to keep, it has to be a multiple sheet Excel file. So one sheet will start with the project details, maybe whatever we want to keep in that. The second sheet will be about the HR. So HR details we can start populating. The third sheet can be about the deliverables, and along with timelines, and then deliverables can have sub deliverables also, subtasks as well, and then the budget can be there. So all these four sheets can contain all the data that a project broadly manages. Like say alongside these deliverables, there will be a certain kind of results from time to time that is also to be monitored. So what we can do is in the in the deliverable page or sheet, uh, along with that deliverable, we can sidewise create a count number. Suppose deliverable 1 is D1, then deliverable 2 is D2. Likewise, deliverable whatever number, it will be D that number. If it is 20 deliverables, then the count will be D20. And suppose there is a sub deliverable to any of this. Suppose deliverable 1 has a sub deliverable, has about 5 sub deliverable. So what one can do is, alongside that sub deliverable, we can mention, or below the deliverable column itself, we can start writing sub deliverable 1 as D11. uh, 2 will be D12. Likewise, if there are sub deliverables of deliverable number 2, then it will be 21, 22, 23, and likewise. In that way, in a result sheet, if one needs to link this deliverable sheet to the result sheet, then one can do along with this count. So that will be the key index number for both the sheets, and it will be easier for one to refer to both these sheets with just one count number which links to both the sheets. So this is the basic thing. And like say normally what in a project management context, we normally measure the extent of output. So in this in the result sheet, uh, we can create as many fields as we can, and each detail can be under one field. So first it will look very clumsy, but afterwards, after some time, that I will show in my performance optimization course. Actually, I show how to link these deliverables along with sub deliverables and the result. So I'll tell you one story about all this, how I maintain data. So I was working with a community of 500 households, right? So 500 households has three, four livelihood activities, and every livelihood activities will would have like say three, four result area, right? Suppose it is agriculture, then agriculture has 4 seasons, and every season will have one crop, or yeah, some process will be happening, and against that crop there will be result like what will be the, what are the expenses, what are the mm, input, and expenses also has category, right? What are the input expenses? Input means the seed and the fertilizer and other things, manpower also. And what are the return it got, like say what, how much produce was there, and then what has happened to that produce. If it is part of it is sold, then that is also one income, so that is captured. So all this was captured each season wise. So 4 season, four kind of result I was capturing, and against each household. So each household has had a index number, and also the deliverable also had a index number. So I had multiple index number. Each detail, like say the household has one index number, that one is maintained separately, as I am saying. The HR is maintained. Likewise, we can maintain a sheet of beneficiary as well. And then the beneficiary wise crop wise detail, and the, so it will be alongside that. So crop wise detail can also have one this thing, and there are ways to link each sheet to the other sheet by the means of that count number only, that is the index number. So it is intelligent to like say uh, one can one can link from the beginning to the end with the help of account, that account number only, that index number only. So it was like that. And when I was presenting the result, the first year result, so it was the end of 4 seasons, and one of the season was dry because there was no irrigation, so there was no crop. But some people had this well and some irrigation, small irrigation facility, so they produced some vegetables in their kitchen garden. So that was also a source of income, because they could earn say 200, 300 rupees out of that small kitchen garden in a week. So that is a substantial income for them. So when I was presenting this, uh, each household wise, I was able to calculate how much debt they had, how much money they had taken from the local landlord or the local money lender, right? So that was I was able to project that. So it was very surprising for the community as to how how I could know as to how much money they owe uh, to the local money lender. And that much money they could save by saving a little from their income, whatever income. And every month, if they were careful to put a bit of money into a savings account, that will save them from the huge amount of debt that they needed to take from the money lender. And they had a corpus, and from which they can borrow at a lower interest rate, and uh, and that is what I was able to project, right? So this is what a data visualization can do. See, in the livelihood context, it is never a huge amount of data. In a project level, it is always a household level data, and if one wants to uh, generate all this data over time, over a period of time, it can be generated, but it will not run into lakhs. Uh, of course, if there is timeline data one needs to maintain, then that data will go. Of course, it will run into thousand, but it will not go into lakhs, and it can be easily handled with an Excel sheet. And at project level, it can be handled in the livelihood context. So it takes just a little versus the uh, income and the saving habit and what how much they were spending in health, and now they are able to spend in education. They are it is not spending, it is investment in education. So all this can be told to the local people with just an Excel sheet, if one is carefully maintaining that. One cannot be very, very exact, but the approximate data also helps to tell the story. So this I used in several cases. Similarly, I use the same data of a farmer producer organization. So that is also an approximate starts with that. It just a projection how much this is going to. The actual data needs to come and to be populated to give the right kind. Need some uh, sophisticated tool to handle that data, but till now it is not that. And illiterate, but they could use these concepts. Of course, they didn't manage data, but with my support, uh, data support, they could plan properly. So, MIS person is what? The MIS, I was able to share this information in a story manner so that they could take, like, say, expenses you have done, and this year you have incurred so much of debt. So that was very, very useful information for them to take the alternative measures that we were suggesting. We could take them away from the money lenders with such stories. So uh, this is one success story that and this is very easily done, and with the with the help of an Excel sheet. So I would I'll have that Excel sheet also there, and also with whatever projects or work you are handling, Actually, we can develop one Excel sheet and show you practically everybody as to how to manage and tell stories about all this data that we are capturing.